Is my voice clear to all? Can anyone please confirm? Is my screen visible to all? So today I discuss about Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation, right? Yes. You need to know something about this PSF. PSF, right? PSF. It is a non-profit organization. It is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. It was launched in the year 2001. The main objective, right? To foster the development of Python, version to version, to foster the development of Python. In the year 2005, Python Software Foundation PSF received Computer World Horizon Award. It received what? Computer World Horizon Award. The president for this, right? Guido van Rossum, right? Yes. Official website. Python.org. President Guido van Rossum, official website python.org. And the headquarters, where are the headquarters? Headquarters, Delaware, US. Official website python.org. The non-profit organization devoted towards Python community was launched in the year 2001 to foster the development of Python. In the year 2005, it received Computer World Horizon Award. President Guido van Rossum, headquarters Delaware, US. Official website python.org. Next is like Python versions. Python versions, right? Yes. Python 1.x version. Python 1.x version was released in the year 1989. Python next version, right? Python 2.x, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. The first two version was released in the year 2000. Python 3.x version, right? The first three version, the version what we are using currently, three version. It was released in the year 2008. Latest version of Python. Right? Yes. Python 3.12. Stable version of Python. Python 3.10 means stable version means mostly used version. Mostly used version, right? Yes. Yeah. Python versions, right? Yes. First Python version in the year 1989, second version in 2000, third version in 2008. Python installation. Just I'll show you the Python installation. Right. How to download Python and how to install Python, right? Hardly it takes 5 minutes. So go to the start programs. I'm sorry, I'm going to the settings. In settings, apps, apps and features. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, right? Yes. Python 3.12. Uninstall it. Uninstall it. I'm uninstalling 3.12, right? So Python provides different softwares for different environments. It provides different softwares for different environments, for Windows, for Linux, Mac OS. For Linux, no need of any installation. By default, Python comes as inbuilt within the Linux OS, right? No need of any special installation. But in Windows or Mac OS, we need to download, right? Yes, we need to install Python, download and install Python within the Windows and Mac OS. Again, in Windows, we have got two softwares it is providing for Windows 32-bit and for Windows 64-bit. How will you check whether your Windows is a 32-bit or 64-bit? If it is 64-bit, you need to download Python 64-bit software. If your Windows is a 32-bit, then you need to download 32-bit Python software. To check whether your Windows is a 32-bit or 64-bit, right? So go to this File Explorer, click on this File Explorer, right? Right, say properties. You can say system type, 64-bit operating system. I think you know everyone using 64-bit OS only, right? Windows 10 or Windows 11. If you got some Windows 7 or Windows 8, you should have got some 32-bit. So if it is showing 32-bit, you are supposed to download 32-bit Python software. I'll show how to download 32-bit and 64-bit. So your Windows is here Windows is 64-bit operating system. So it's uninstallation is complete. Uninstallation was successful. Close it. Open a separate Chrome browser. Right. I'm opening Chrome. Within this Chrome, right? Yes. Okay. Python.org is the official website of Python. Python.org is the official website of Python from where we can download, right? Python. You can go to this downloads, all releases. Go to downloads, all releases. Scroll down to the bottom of this. Looking for a specific release. Looking for a specific release. 3.12.1, right? 3.12.1. Scroll down to the bottom of this page. Yes, scroll down to the bottom of this page, right? Yes. Windows installer 32-bit, Windows installer 64-bit. You can see here Windows installer 32 and Windows installer 64. If your Windows is a 32-bit, download this 32-bit. If your Windows is a 64-bit, just download this 64-bit, right? Just click this Windows installer 64-bit. Your download started here, right? Your download started. So it's just a 25 MB of size, right? Just 25 MB of size. So once it is done, yes, it is done, right? If I click it, go to the downloads folder or click it or just click this, your installation is going to start. Yes. Don't immediately go for installation. Here, first select add Python to path. Add Python. This is compulsory. Add your Python to path variable of OS. If you are selecting this, no need to perform any manually setting the environment variables. Directly select it, add Python to path. Automatically to adds Python to path variable of OS. Go for customize installation. Go for customize installation. Here nothing to select. Everything are pre-selected like documentation, pip, IDLE, Python test suite, Python launcher, right? Yes. Say next. Say next, right? Yes. So here also nothing to select. Everything are selected here, right? See where it is getting installed, the installation location. Just observe this installation location, right? Yes. In C, users, Dell, app data, local, programs, Python, Python 3 to web. Somewhere it is getting installed in some subdirectories, right? You need to enter into these many subdirectories. We need to enter into these many subdirectories, right? Yes. Remove all this big path. Remove all this big path. C/Python 312. C:/Python 312, right? Yes. So just in C drive, just install Python. Python 312, a folder gets created automatically. Within that, the Python is going to get installed, right? Yes. Install, you can say hardly it takes just 30 seconds to install Python. So go to python.org official website. Okay, there in the downloads folder, select all releases. In that, select 3.12.1, the latest version, right? Once it is done with the installation, right? We'll check it whether it is properly installed or not, right? Close. You can just say close. Yes. So installation is finished. How will you check whether it is properly installed or not? Means at the bottom search panel. In the bottom search panel, type CMD. Type CMD and go to the command prompt and just type Python here. If you type Python, it has to display the Python version that we have installed. It has to display the Python version that we have installed. 3.12.1. and the interpreter. It has to show the interpreter. It has to show the Python version and the interpreter, right? So, yes. You can type any varied Python statements. 4 plus 3, 13 into 4, 23 into 45. X is 10. Y is 4. What is X? What is Y? What is X plus Y? X into 2. X to the power of 2. X equal to Ajay. Y equal to Kumar. What is X plus Y? What? Ajay Kumar. Sorry. X plus Y. X plus Y. It prints Ajay Kumar. Okay. X equal to Y. Again, we have Ajay and Kumar. Okay. X equal to Ajay. Y equal to Kumar. Right. X plus Y. Ajay Kumar. Right. Concatenation we say. So in this way, you can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives the response. With it, come out of this. So yes, if you're working with Linux, if you've got Linux, right? For working with Python within the Linux, right? Then if you want the latest version of Python to be installed, if you want the latest version of Python to be installed, right? Just go with this. By default, Python comes as inbuilt within the Linux OS, right? But still, if you want the latest version to be installed, go with this command. Everything we'll be doing from the root user, aptf and get the command, right? Install Python 3.12, right? It automatically downloads and installs Python. Python execution modes. Python execution modes, right? Yes. Two modes of execution. Two modes of execution. Interactive mode. Interactive mode. And second is like batch mode. In interactive mode, just now we discussed that we'll be interacting with Python statement by statement. Here we directly write Python statements. We directly write Python statements within the editors or IDEs. Within the editors or IDEs. And save it by using and we directly write Python statements. Here, interactive mode, just now we discussed, right? Statement interaction. We directly write Python statements on the interpreter, And the user can easily interact with the Python statement by statement. We directly write Python statements on the interpreter and the user can easily interact with Python. The main advantage of this interactive mode, for example, you don't know about any Python functionality, then you can type and check here what output it is going to provide. To test the functionalities of Python, to test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. To test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. advantage. For testing the functionalities of Python and for learning Python. As a beginner, as a learner, right, this interactive mode works better, and also for testing the functionalities. But to develop applications in Python, this interactive mode is not preferred, right? For developing applications in Python, this interactive mode is not preferred. We go for batch mode. In batch mode, just like other programming set, here we write a set of statements, batch of statements, set of statements within the editors or IDEs, within the editors or IDEs, and save it by using .py extension, and later submit it to Python, right? Yes. We write set of statements within the editors or IDs, save it by using .py extension, and later submitting to Python. What are the various editors where we can write the Python code? Various editors, like within the notepad you can write, within the edit plus, means within the notepad you can write a Python code and create a .py file. In the edit plus you can write Python code and create a .py file. And for Linux we have got a VI and nano editors, right? Yes, these are the various editors for writing Python code and creating Python. And what are the various IDEs? Various IDEs, integrated development environments, right? IDEs like PyCharm. Various IDEs like PyCharm, integrated development environment, PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans. PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook. Okay. Various IDs in real time. We use these IDs: PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, NetBeans. PyCharm is the mostly used one. Among all this, Python is mostly preferred. You may ask, why these many IDs for Python? Why not one or two? Python is used for different environments. Different environments are using different IDs. For data science, Jupyter Notebook is mostly preferred. Spider is preferred. For big data environment, Spider is preferred. Jupyter Notebook is preferred. And for typical web applications, PyCharm, VS Code is mostly preferred, right? Yes. Okay, various IDs. So, and I'll be showing you on different IDs, right? Not on one ID. I'll show you in multiple IDs how to run this code, execute the code in different IDs, how to download them, how to install them, step by step, right? And running the code and executing the code in different IDs, right? Developing the first up, developing the first Python application, the first Python application, developing the first Python application within a editor. Developing the first Python application within a editor. Example like Notepad, or example like Notepad. Open Notepad, right? And type the following Python statements. Open Notepad and type the following Python statements, right? Exastin. We didn't discuss anything about Python, right? Python fundamentals. So just I'm taking two values and I want to perform some kind of arithmetic operations. X plus y, x minus y, x into y and x by y, x into y and x by y. X plus y, x minus y, x into y and x by y. Addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, right? Yes. Okay. I'll copy this to a separate notepad file. I'll copy this to a separate notepad, right? One second. Mm. Save it. File. Save. I'm saving like sample1.py extension, right? Yes. Just sample1 dot save as sample1.py extension. Now submit this file. Now submit this file. As how you are going to submit this? Bottom search panel, type cmd and go to this command prompt and type Python and don't say enter. It will go to interactive mode. Give the path where your file is available within the C drive. Python 8am, right? Sample1.py. It gives the output 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Just give Python and specify the file in which folder it is present, in which drive it is present. Give the entire path. But what is your observation here? But what is your observation here? Here we are writing the code. Here we are writing the code at one place. Hence within the notepad you are writing and executing at the other place. And executing at the other place. Where you are executing within the command prompt. But to write and execute at the same place. Here we're writing the code at one place and executing at the other place, right? But to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, we have IDLE, right? Which comes along with Python installation. We have IDLE, which comes along with Python installation. Yeah, which comes along with Python installation, right? Using which we can write and execute at the same place. Okay, we are writing the code and executing in different places, but if you want to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, which comes along with Python, using which we can write and execute at the same place. I'll take the same code. Now, how to open this IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment, right? IDLE. If you directly type IDLE in the search panel, you will get this IDLE Python 3.12. Your Python shell gets opened in this way. Or you can check, go to Start Programs. In your all the installed programs list, you can scroll down and check where your Python is available. Python 3.12. The first thing what we see here is IDLE. Click it. Python shell gets opened. This is in interactive mode. Just 4+3. File, new file. Control V, right? Now save it. File, save. Sample2.py. What? Run module. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So here itself, I'm writing the code. Here only run module. Here itself, we can run it. Okay. So later I'll show you how to work on IDEs, right? So in this way, you can write this code here itself. We can run the code here itself. Yes, you can just type IDLE in the search. Python shell opens, right? See, whenever you say IDLE here in the search, IDLE, you will get this Python shell like this. Whenever you get Python shell to work with batch mode, here you won't see run option. File, new file, if you say only, you will see the run option here. Here you will run the code. Here you will write the code. You will save it. File, save it. After saving, then you need to run that. Okay. Later, I'll show you how to work with IDEs in Python. So step by step, I'll show you how to download and how to install them once we are done with a little bit of technical content. Okay. So just I'll give introduction to data types and variables in Python. Data types and variables. Every organization every organization has got data and operations. Data represented, right? Yes. Data represented using the data types or variables. Operations represented. Data represented using data types or variables. Operations represented using functions. So for example, any organization has got data and operations. For example, take the example of a bank. Bank has got data and operations. Bank data means bank data like customer data, employee data. Customer data like customer name, account number, address, balance, branch. Operations like transfer, deposit, withdraw operations. So data with using data types or variables, operations using functions. So if you observe how these data types and variables compared with C or C++ or Java comparison with Python. Python supports dynamic data types. It supports dynamic data types. Dynamic data types means, for example, in other programmings, if you want to define a variable like x equal to 10, compulsory we need to say integer. Y equal to 4.5, compulsory I need to say float of 5. You want to define like z equal to hello, right, string. Without this data type definings, the variables x, y, z can't be created. But in Python, directly we say like x has 10, y has 4.5, z has hello. No need to define the data types. But what kind of variable x is means based on this data type defining, you are saying it as int type. What kind of variable y is means float type. What kind of variable z is means like string type. But what kind of variable x is here means what value you have assigned to it. Based upon the value assigned, the variables are created dynamically. If you are assigning an integer value, integer variable is created dynamically during runtime. So there is a function given by Python, type of x. What is the type? Int type. Why it is int? Because you have assigned a integer value. Type of y is what type? Yes. Type of y, as you assigned a float value, it will be float. Type of z, as you have assigned a string to it, is string type. So based upon what value you are assigning, based upon the value assigned, the variables are created dynamically. Then y equal to 4.5, z equal to hello, right? So to understand more on this, I'm going to discuss 4 cases here, right, on this data types and variables, how exactly they are defined, what happens internally, how its memory is allocated, right? Observe this case one. Whenever I'm saying x equal to 10, internally one object gets created in the memory, right? An object with value 10, it is going to have some address. The address is given to x. Print x. Print x means it goes to this address and prints the content whatever present at that address. It goes to this address and prints the content present at prints the content of x, that is 10. Print ID of X. ID of X, what? Prints the address of X. Prints the address of X. 103070. What X is storing here? What X is storing? Don't say X is storing the 10. X stores this address. Whenever I say print X, it goes to this address and prints whatever is the content at that address. Then, you want to print the address, ID of X. You want to print this 10, print X. You want to print the data type, type of X. Prints the data type of X. Okay. How to print the content, how to print the address, how to print the data type of a variable. Understood these three things? So what happens internally when you define some variable? Okay, an object gets created. It is going to occupy some physical memory location address. That address is stored by X. If you say print X, it goes to this address and prints that. You want to print the address ID of X. You want to print the data type, type of X. Now, so from here onwards, right, I want the sessions to be interactive. So everyone try to unmute yourself and try to give a response through voice, or you can give your response through chat. You can enter your response through chat, or you can just give your voice responses. Yes, case 2, try to say what case 2. If I got two variables like X equal to 10, Y equal to 20. Now try to answer how many objects will be created here. How many objects for X equal to 10, Y equal to 20? For 10, one object with some address. For 20, another object with some address. Try to answer now, everyone. Print X, what is the value? Print X. Print X, what is the value it prints? Goes to this address and prints that whatever content at that. ID of X. Try to say the address where exactly it is stored. I've given some address, but generally what address, that address will be printed. Data type, type of X, right? Type of X is int type. Now here if I say print Y 20. Address of Y, print address of Y 104080. Print type of Y. Type of Y is what type? Int type. Two different variables X and Y with two different values 10, 20, then two different objects 10, 20, and with two different addresses. Yes. Yeah. How to print their values, how to print their address, and how to print their types. Now, next. Case 3. Observe this case 3, right? X is 10, X value is 10, Y also 10. Try to answer how many objects will be created here, everyone. X and Y. X is 10, Y is 10. How many objects will be created here? Unmute yourself and try to give a response. What? Yeah, actually, any query you got? X equal to 10. some address, the address given to X. Here only one object is created. Observe carefully, only one object. X equal to 10, one object created with some address. Before creating object for Y equal to 10, it checks any object with value 10 is already available in the memory. If available, the same address will be given. Don't think for X equal to 10, Y equal to 10, two different objects with value 10 will be created. No. If X is 10, Y is 10, Z is 10. Only one object, its address is given to X, Y, and Z. Don't think three objects with value 10 will be created in the memory. Only one object, its same address will be given to X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z here, X, Y, and Z, they are sharing the same content at 10. They are sharing the same address. They are sharing the same content at 10. They are sharing the same address, right? This one. Print X if we say, print Y if we say, and print Z. They are going to print the same thing, right? 10. Print address of X. And print address of Z. So they are going to share the same content, X value, Y value, 10. It's 10 address. Now observe this case 4, right? Case 4. X and X only. X is 10, X is 20. First, this object created with value 10 with some address. Okay. X equal 20 means one more object with value 20 with some address. Now, if I say print X, what is the X value it prints? 10 or 20 or both? Print X means what it prints? 10 or it always prints the latest value. That is 20. Latest value is what? 20. Address also, right? Address of X means the latest object address. 104080. Type of X. Type of X means integer type. So what happens to the previous one means it gets removed. X can store only one value. X can store only address of one object only. The previous one gets removed. Okay, all these are the four cases, right? In the first case, how to print the 10, how to print the address, how to print the type. In case 2, you got right. Two variables 10 and 20, two different objects, two different addresses. Case 3, contents are same. Only one object, one address. Right? Case 4, 10 and 20. 10 one object, 21 object. Print X means always 20. Its address and its type. Understood, right? 4 cases. Tomorrow I'll be discussing about these data types. We have got like fundamentals and collection type. What are the various fundamentals? What are the different collections? And that strings we'll be discussing in brief. String indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters. Right. So tomorrow also you can attend the session, right? Tomorrow is Thursday. You can attend the session, everyone, using the same link, same time at 8 o'clock, using the same link. But day after tomorrow, Friday, the link will be changing, right? Friday, the link will be changing. Everyone, you need to get enrolled, right? You can see that enrollment process is given in the chart. The videos till now, what we have discussed, the demo videos link is given in the chart. The YouTube link is given, right? But later from Friday onwards, you'll be getting the videos to your Google Drive. And this course content link also provided, right? For only Python, it's Python Core and Advanced. The course fee is just 5,000. And for full stack Python, for Python 4 advanced application oriented modules, for the Django framework, for REST API, and this project, right? It's 10,000. So you'll be getting the recorded video. Yes, class notes. The WhatsApp group will be created on Friday. So day after tomorrow on Friday, the WhatsApp link to WhatsApp group will be created. You'll be from Friday onwards, you'll be getting the videos to your Google Drive, notes to your mail IDs. Yes. I said for the first 1 week, the class timing will be at 8 a.m. for first 1 week. Later, I said it will be at 7 a.m. It starts at 7 a.m. Friday timings will be 8 a.m. only. First 1 week, it will be at 8 a.m. only. But later, it will be at 7 a.m. Yes, chat and call is disabled. You can just unmute and you can just, everyone, you can just unmute yourself. You can speak through voice, right? Yes. Oh, you should have asked me, right? Okay. I think the online team, they did that. But generally, I want the response, right? I want the sessions to be interactive. I was asking you to respond for that, right?
Hi, sir. This is
Yes, sir.
Aishwarya.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute and chat from beginning. It was not allowed. Just call to above number and made it possible.
No, no, just now I did it. Uh,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
but you should have said me at the start. I was asking you the queries, right? I want
I
this.
tried. That's why I raised my hand too.
I was asking that Aishwarya, any query, right?
Chat
So,
was enabled, sir, and I was unable to unmute also.
chart now you are able to, okay.
Now it is both are happening. Thank you.
So I think at the start of the session, first 5 minutes, right? I
Yeah.
think the online team, when the students are joining, they should have kept in mute.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I have continued in the way. So just, okay, fine. So normal sessions will be interactive sessions, right? During the sessions also, I want the sessions to be interactive. So you should keep on responding. For every statement I type, you need to keep respond what will be the expected output. Whether your answers are correct or wrong, not a problem. So the interaction from both the sides, not like just me speaking for 1 hour and going off. So you need to respond, right? Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So, okay, you will be in unmuted status only, right? Yes. So tomorrow you can attend the session same time using the same link, but day after tomorrow it is going to change. But first 1 week I said it will be 8 o'clock. I think mostly next week it will be at 7 a.m., right? Starts with, okay. Fine. Any other queries? Understood these 4 cases, right? Everyone? Case 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right.
Yes, sir.
I'll show you all these 4 cases practically in the tomorrow session, right? I'll show you practically all these 4 cases in the tomorrow session, right? Any other queries you have got? Anyone? So from Friday onwards, now you got that. You can see that you can videos what we discussed till now. You can see in the chart. The online team has forwarded that, right? Yes. Okay. Uh, you'll be getting the videos to your Google Drive. You'll be getting the notes to your Gmail, assignments and tasks to your mail IDs, and a WhatsApp group will be created. Yes. Fine. Okay. So I'm stopping for now. If I'm done with your queries, we'll continue tomorrow more discussion on this part. Fine. Okay. So try to install Python in your systems, what we have discussed.